Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to Cliff Alerts. Today we're going to be talking about O Network's reality-based TV series, Put a Ring on It, episode 3, season 3, right?
Yes.
Okay. And who are we dealing with?
And today we will be focusing on Otis and Shalena.
Yeah, interesting turn of events with those two. What do you think?
Yeah.
For sure. The episode started with Dr. Nicole meeting with the group, and when she addressed Otis and Charlena, she wanted to find out from Otis how he enjoyed or thought about his previous date with, I think, Charisse, right?
He told her that Charisse was from a traditional family.
Yeah, something along those lines.
And that he liked that about her.
Right. It seemed like, yeah.
And because he was a traditionalist.
Yeah.
And Dr. Nicole asked him, what
the
exactly
hell does that mean?
What does that mean? Because I had no clue.
Right, and I'm not sure he gave a satisfactory answer.
He did not.
But what he did say was that she likes it 50-50 more than he does, and he uses or kind of sees that that this is not comfortable for him because he likes to do things 100%, all be in charge and be in control of the situation and the scenario when they're doing things together. So I kind of think uses that as a tool of control, manipulation.
Absolutely. He is using that to control and to manipulate her. He is referencing that she likes it 50-50 as it relates to her expressing herself and that her voice be heard. But beyond that, he is trying to muffle everything that is good from Charlena.
Yeah, I think he references or makes a statement in one of his confessionals that Charlie wants to have it both ways. She wants to be able to enjoy when he's taking the lead and taking the initiative, but also, too, she wants to have her own voice. And I think that's okay.
But that doesn't mean she acquiesces her power and her control to him.
Right.
She's still a whole person.
Yeah, I think
she still has all her opinions. They are still intact.
Right.
And if he doesn't respect her enough to allow her to speak, and then for him to hear it and absorb what she's saying and respond accordingly
and value it,
that's why they have a problem right now. Yeah. Because he's trying to dominate her at every end, and he uses mind games on her.
Yeah, I just think that he's not really comfortable with not being in control. In their conversation, the end of it was that he wasn't going to go out with the young lady again, Charisse again. So he's going to go out on a date with a young lady by the name of Milan.
Okay.
And he arranges a date for them to go horseback riding. He had his cowboy hat and all his boots and all that, ready to rock and roll. And I'll tell you what, it was different.
They both went to the same high school together.
Yep.
So that was an interesting connection.
Mm-hmm.
And you could see that she liked what she was looking at because Otis is a good-looking man. When he went home and Charlena asked how the date went, that he did not reveal a whole lot about it. And
details,
he claimed that she would get upset.
Right. He used that as an excuse not to divulge any of the details because he knows what's coming down the line in terms of a reaction from Charlie. Charlie was like, okay, we had agreed that we would be, respectful, but also, too, we had agreed that we would share details from each other's dates and go from there.
He waited until he was in the presence of the other couples and Dr. Nicole to reveal what the date was all about. So basically, he had her wait. And he's playing mind games with her so she doesn't know she's coming or going.
Her date, right. Her date with Brent.
Now, I find it curious that a politician who's running for office suddenly shows up on Put a Ring on It. They went to some sort of cooking class. Pasta making.
Yeah.
And it was curious. They went pasta making, but I didn't see a pasta making machine inside. They were rolling out the dough with wine bottles. And I'm saying, what kind of spot is this?
Yeah.
When she met, she seemed to perk up a little bit, and she was curious about what Brett does and being a politician and all. And you could tell she clearly liked the opportunity to find out a little bit more about Brett. And he's not hard on the eyes. Who knows what's there?
Yeah, and I think there was also too an interesting kind of exchange between the two of them about submission and being submissive. Yeah. He realizes that it's a two-way street.
Otis' view of submission is dominance. He wants to dominate you. So I just like the idea of the softness that Brent was able to give Charlene at that moment, that date that they had. Right. You could see that they can form an attachment if she was clear and free in her mind, body, and spirit to do so, and that you could tell he liked what he was looking at as well. Right. So and
it just seemed like to me that in terms of what Charlene may have needed, Brent represented a breath of fresh air.
Yes. You could clearly tell.
Right.
She has an opportunity to see that there are other men out there who will treat her better.
Reconvening of the three couples in Dr. Nicole's office.
Right.
And when Dr. Nicole actually addresses, Otis and Charlene, that's when the drama got ratcheted up for real.
And I thought Otis was disrespectful. I thought Otis already is stubborn. He already has his opinion made up in his mind and he's not budging from it.
Yeah, Dr. Nicole got some feedback from Charlene, and during that feedback she kind of felt like, or made a reference to her feeling like she's being at times scolded like a child by Otis.
She wouldn't have to feel like I'm scolding her because I don't do it all the time.
Right.
Now that's an admission that you actually do scold her.
Right. Change the narrative by saying that Charlie feels things that don't happen. It's like he's trying to experience it for her and telling her that her feelings don't really count in this. Right. To me, indicates, at least to some degree, a level of fear that exists within Otis.
Absolutely.
And
fear of loss. If they're on the show, suppose he loses her to the show, you think that will be the end of it?
And Charlie ain't checking for that long term. She can't be. She can't
3 years she is given to that man.
Right,
what
exactly.
What do you mean she can't be checking for him?
No, I'm talking about in terms of moving forward and actually, getting engaged and getting married to this man, which is one of the objectives of the show. Either that or parting ways.
Listen, when Charlie met this man, I'm sure he wasn't like this. But over time, this man has decided to be dominant in her life. And the more time you give him to do what he does, the weaker and more submissive servant you become. So it's becoming a relationship that you are in servitude to him.
Yeah,
and I don't think that is a good plan for a young, beautiful sister like this.
I agree with you that he may have not been like that in the beginning of their relationship, but that was always in him from the very beginning.
Yes.
And so I think that over time it was revealed, and I think that now we're seeing the ugly, the ugly manifestation of it in this scenario, because they're at a crossroads.
Well, I hope Otis gets some sort of clarity and he sees in that mirror the man he is becoming.
You gonna keep your comments to yourself?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep this one to myself.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
My blessed people, we want to thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting. We thank you for sitting down and watching us, and we thank you for the joy that we bring to you because you bring joy to us. Each one of us are a blessing, so please don't forget that. Bye-bye.